Hello my crafty friends, it's Krista here from Second Chance Creation. Alright, I have the paper doll Slimline journal, and it's been a real pleasure creating her. I love the textures. When you touch it you feel all the different surfaces and the laces. As I mentioned before, it's like a nice little chunky monkey, and I've used a paper doll like I mentioned in my previous video when I shared, I did a quick share. I have a book that has these Victorian ladies in all the various fashions from start of an era to, to later on. And they've doubled in the book, so I just took out what I needed. I didn't photocopy them, and I coloured them in with some little ink little colouring pens. I just I just love it. It's just different to your normal style journal. I have made one of these before, quite a while ago now. It was more of a shabby chic style. So lots of layers, and it's the a padded envelope that I used. I used one of my wax seals. It's got a little heart on there. And I used the fabrics that I used within this journal. It has the white eyelet fabric underneath, just there, and just used various trims. It has two signatures, they're both sewn in. Lots of op cards from doilies, tops, dresses. And apart from these little bows, they were in some Happy Mail. This was a part of a tablecloth. Lace trims, doilies, edging of linen doilies just here. This was a piece of, just a piece of fabric. Some more linen of the trim of a linen doily. This here is a really grungy textured fabric, and here is the eyelet, I think they call it eyelet trim fabric. It's a cotton fabric. It has been stitched, sewn, hand stitched, sewn and glued, and just the feel of this, because it's sort of raised and I coffee dyed it. It just feels amazing. It has two signatures, and I do believe, I think there's 16 or 17 pages in each signature. I can't remember now. So each signature is wrapped with crunched up baking paper, which is just here, and I just lightly ink the back just to give it so you can see that texture. And then each signature at the front has got one of the biggest paper dolls on there, and it's backed onto my wallpaper that I mamagamied. And this is stitched on and glued on, and these are partly coloured. Some of the dresses are partly coloured with my pens. On this side it has two pockets made from my piano papers, and I do believe I still have one set available in my shop, so if you're interested, pop over. And this one actually has a little note about the paper dolls that I've taken out of the book. So it's ranged from 1855 and spans 50 years. So there's a little write-up about that. And then on the back, I've just popped in some ephemera pieces, writing pieces. Here's another pocket, and it has the bookmaker's note in it. Okay. All right, let's have a look inside. So a lot of the pages have been doubled up because there was print and writing on it. So they're glued and stitched. On this one, I've glued just some coffee dyed paper on it, stitched it on, just so that you can actually use it. And some papers, if they're not long enough, have been joined. This is just a flip out, fold out page, which was from a ledger book. So as you can see some of the print of these doubled up pages and stitched around so that you can use them. Okay. Some have got little barcodes on them. Some still have some of the writing on there because my husband does research, and sometimes he prints out stuff and it hasn't worked. So you'll find some dates and some names on there. And lots of writing, and lots of pockets. So here's a pocket with a beautiful journal card, one of the ladies that I coloured in. And as you know, I used the background is my collaged paper from my book, where I glue all my scraps in. And these are my little paper bows. Here I've used some of my Mamagami wrapping paper and some dictionary paper, a little bit of tulle. And this was wrapping paper. As you can see, it's got a little bit of sparkle in there. And I used the dark side of that. Two stitched together, two glued together, I do believe, yes. So, looks pretty cool. You don't need much, and you can journal on. This is like a little band-aid because it had a tiny little hole, so I've just popped some of the print off that page and just popped it on there. And the pockets I sort of tried to make you know, streamline a little bit to go with whatever was left over when I cut the pages up to put the paper dolls on. Here you can see I've joined two pieces of papers, actually three here. Here's some of the print that my husband had, and it was 1983, did some research. Beautiful handwriting, I thought that really looked cool. Ledger paper, some of it has the print on it. Lots of writing space. The middle of this first signature, here is the other one. Okay. I had my baby white on it, and you know what happens with that. It gets that really nice effect on there. And this is tissue paper, tea bag, just there. This is tea bag, tissue paper, more tea bag, and just a piece of writing. I splattered it with a bit of spray. And here is a paper clip that you can use wherever you want to use it throughout. I made a whole heap of these, and so all I did was make this little cluster and just glued it on there. I hand stitched these. This is my faux wax seal with a little photo in the middle, and this is a piece of the fabric I used, trim that I used, and this fabric was already sandwiched between the hidden paper clip. So this of course is part of the collage paper as well. This used to be wrapping paper just there. Okay, I mean, how cool is that? Really like it. And then you just open this up and you find one of my altered postcards in this. Okay, Moments in Time. And this postcard was a hotel in Dublin, but I didn't like the colours, and it was all buildings, so you know, it didn't interest me. But the back is, you know, it tells you what it was, and you can journal on this as well. So this is actually from my children's book, and I really like the background, and sometimes I keep that and yeah, use it as a background. It's a ticket, and this just cutouts from a book, and this was a little tag that was sent to me in Happy Mail a couple of years ago. And of course you can journal in this, okay, and then the paper clip just goes back on here, and I have turned it around so you can actually that was behind there, tuck something in there, or you can put a little dangle on there as well. So what I've put on here is this little ticket, and I've put a little button on there, and you can actually journal on that as well. Just attach some coffee dyed papers, and yeah, it just folds back like that, and that just tucks in here like so. So here you can see there was some writing there, and I just popped some washi tape on that. This was one of the registers from New South Wales, I think, marriage register, yep. Just some of my mamagami paper. This was the pianola paper, and I've just popped on a paper bow on that because this book was getting so chunky. I thought, oh, I might just have to make a paper bow instead. Here's another pocket from my collage page, and I've just put some bits and bobs in there that I had printed out quite a while ago. And that just flips out. Here is an envelope, and what I did was I did some I've done this a long time ago, and all I did was did a bit of collage and put a sticker in there just to show us, so you can actually put something in there and just pop the ticket on there. Here's that wax, it's not wax paper, it's just the baking paper. Second signature, isn't she gorgeous? All in blue. And here I used again some wallpaper, okay, and which are mamagami, so it's got that lovely soft texture that's like cloth, and you'll feel it because I didn't sew all the ends so that you actually get to feel it. And again, I've popped on some coffee dyed paper here. Here is a another of my pockets, and here she is here, all in that limey yellowy green, and I used a map, and this was part of, yeah, it was part of a the collage paper, and you open that up and you can actually journal in that. It's just like a tag with a little flip out, and as you can see, I used a paper that had the print on it, and I just put a sticker on that. Here's the other side of the ledger paper. This was off a 12 by 12 inch paper pad. I really love that flower, so I fussy cut the flower, put a bit of tulle on here, just there to soften it, to make it hang over, and it's used as a tuck. And here we see I've left her plain, nothing on it, and you can just journal on the back. And this is the piano paper, music paper that you see, and as you can see, I've stitched all around the tags. Some pages I've stitched in straight stitch, some pages I did in, you know, different fancy stitches. Here I've actually put her on here. I didn't want to make another tag, so I just used her and just put her on this page because some of it is printed on. Here I've folded a page and little stamp cluster, and then you've got a little pocket to put little bits of scrappy bits of paper in there if you wish, and flip her over, and I've made another pocket, and you can just, you know, I've just had all these bits and bobs, and this tucks in here. Here she is in blue, another piece of collage, and I've had this really pretty little applique there. Isn't it gorgeous? Very soft. Pop that on there. Here I've used a dark background. This is packaging paper. This is baking paper, coffee dyed and waxed. This is or was painted hand towel, the same with that, and stitched on the back. Well, stitched right around, I should say. And here you might say, what's this? Well, I've made a little fabric flip, and this is the trim I used, and here's some of that pianola paper. It's been mummy garment, and you can see what I mean, that it feels like cloth. And then some of this pretty linen doily that I've used throughout here as well. And you can use it as a bookmark because it looks really nice. If you pop it in somewhere, it just blends in. I mean, how cool is that, you know? Love it. So that's what that is. When you see it, I'll just pop that in there. Here, I think there was a little hole or something, so I've just patched it up, did a band-aid job on it. What happened here? Oh, nothing. Okay. Get to here, and you can see where I've joined some of the pages. You can just see the fine print. I think it looks pretty cool. Here's a tag that I've made a long time ago. It's got a little flip, and it's just, yeah, just various different layers of papers. This was out of a children's book. You got dictionary, music, dictionary, used a bit of ruffle, and just a see-through sticker on there. And then you can journal on the back of that. And here's another piece of ephemera. And I just sprayed this with some coffee that I had. No, I did not coffee. I put in a couple of drops of ink, and that's what that is. I like this feather. Again, this was out of my book with all the collaged different papers, paper scraps. Another piece here. You can see all the different papers, and just popped on some little bit of mesh there. This was actually from a crochet magazine here. This was a piece of ledger paper. This was out of a children's book. And here I've got two ladies, and I've just folded them and left them black and white so you can journal on it. On here, now I've made this big tag, not realizing that the pages aren't quite that wide, or the pockets won't be wide enough. I was going to do a belly band, but I opted not to. So I've made a flip, okay, because there's a page here, and it's got some print on it, but it's got lines, so you can, so I made a flip, and here she is. Isn't she just gorgeous? I used my little paper bows, and I had a ticket, and yeah. So this is the Mamagami paper here, and I've just this has actually been sealed with, the paper itself has actually been sealed with Mod Podge, so you won't even know because it's not glossy. This is waxed paper, and this was, the sparkles was actually part of a paper towel. This was, I do believe, a tea bag. Okay. And then, of course, a Tim Holtz paper pad here. A Mamagamid, some book page just here. And I had a little corrugated piece of cardboard. And just put a little bit of trim in there with the grey and the yellow and the orange, sort of all blends in. So that's a huge journaling card, and she just lives in here. Next one, the lady in red, and again bows. In those days, they used to wear a lot of bows. Bows on dresses, bows on hats. I thought, well, why not use some bows? And yes, I could have used fabric bows, but I don't have a lot of the colours, so I use my paper bows. So as you can see, this page here was very interesting because it has a variety of papers, and this was just normal print paper, and I practiced some, I don't know, some spraying or something, because this is like 3 or 4 years ago. This was out of a embroidery book. Okay, you can see that here. This was a 6x6 paper pad. This is just a German, out of a German book, and I do believe this was from my children's book. So yes. Letter paper, and here's another lady in orange. Very big. I didn't put a bow, I just didn't need it. It was busy enough. I've just popped the little ticket on there to sort of fold it around. She's going somewhere, might be going to the theatre, that's why that ticket's there, but she looks pretty cool. And she just goes in here. And nice crinkling. So on the back we have a CD envelope with the ladies in there, and I didn't put anything in there, so you can just pop whatever you like in there. So here you'll find a pocket with another huge tag. This one's yellow. This was from the book that I collaged in, and when I saw the building, I thought I might just put over some dressmaking paper, tissue, and it sort of really mellowed the background, and you can see it's a building. There's a window there of some sort. Someone might be looking through that window. She looks lost. And yeah, I thought what a cool background that would be. So it's quite amazing. You can see some of the print from being the dressmaker's pattern paper, and of course this was packaging paper. So yeah, so lovely big journaling card. And then of course here I did make a little belly band just in the back here, and another one of these little cards, and it's a flip up this time, and just used one of my stickers. This is the inside of a envelope. It was a pale blue. By the time my coffee dyed it, it was a nice dark, and that just pops behind here. And I could have put something there, but I thought I'll leave it for the person to jot down some notes. So, and of course another bow. Okay, and this one the same, Mamigami paper, corrugated cardboard, Mamigami paper, beautiful old vintage button, as you can see the texture on it. Okay, and of course just my little label up there. So that's it. She is beautiful. So I should just have a look and see. 2, 3, 4. I should have written it down. 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, 11. Must have been just 11. I think I took some out because it was just getting too thick. And so that's that one. This 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 8, 10, 11. So it's 11 pages per signature, and so yes, it's just like I said, it's huge. It's 30 centimeters, or just a tad under 12 inches. And you know, you're looking at 5.5, 14 centimeters, and the spine is sort of semi-round. It's about 4.5 centimeters. So, but you know, sometimes I was going to use laces and ruffles, but it just didn't lend itself, because when you look at their dresses, they're very, you know, sort of straight and soft flowing, and bows, and you know, like very, yeah, it's just quite amazing, and lots of bows. And that's why I opted for just straight lines, not too many frilly bits. You see, straight lines, bows, you know. So let me know of your thoughts. And I'll be putting it in the Etsy store. I'll take some photos and put it in. Probably won't be until tomorrow. So, alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this walkthrough. And I've got to get back to my Christmas Advent treat box. That's what I've got to do. And also I want to make a musical journal. But anyway, you know what you have to do. You either craft if it's raining at home, or just chill. That's what I'm doing today. Thanks for watching, and yeah, thank you for supporting my channel. If you really like this, give me a thumbs up. I keep forgetting to say that. Everybody says, Krista, tell people to give you a thumbs up. All right, so here I'm saying it. Give me a thumbs up. Until next time, bye for now.